Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say, guys, a huge thank you for all the support. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and leaving comments below the video. It really helps the channel out. And, I really do appreciate it, guys. I never thought that, my channel would be growing at this rate because it really is growing and it's all because of you guys. So thank you for watching. I'm glad, a lot of you enjoy the content that I provide because I really try to help you understand charting and I really want to open your eyes on some great projects that you potentially may have missed out. So yeah, I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor by any means. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So we are on the weekly chart, and as you can see, we are above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, which is the most healthy thing we can do. We are a bit overextended from it. So I think a little pullback is going to come into play relatively soon. We do have a couple of patterns suggesting that, so we'll get into that in a bit. But on the RSI, you can see that we're still sitting over here at the 63 on the RSI. So there's still ways to go until we start coming up to this overbought area, and this is where you potentially are going to start selling your Cosmos Atom, hopefully if you are into taking profits, which we should all be. Okay, now I do have this Fibonacci retracement. So one thing that I did on this chart right now is I turned on the logarithmic scale and I set my fibs based on a log scale. So the log scale is basically used for long-term trading and long-term targets. And I really never done that before, but on the channel, I mean, but we're gonna try to do that. We do have our fib levels on the second level. Okay, this is $60.62. This is the fib level that we're targeting on the channel for Cosmos Atom, fib level 2. But if we take a Fibonacci retracement from this low in March of last year to the high in May, you can see that we have a 2 level over here almost at $1,000. Yeah, and maybe that's achievable during this bull run, right? But you never know. Anything could happen. But I would say the 1.618 is pretty likely because that's at least a 10x from where we are right now. Okay, at $268. So I think that is pretty achievable. And yeah, I do have the 60 fib level, and I do target it on all the cryptos, but this is a conservative price. Like I always say, this is where you might just start taking profits and spilling the profits, for example, into other low cap gems or anything like that. So right now we do have our high over here. We came back all the way down to the 618 on the weekly fib, which is great. We bounced off of it and now we're starting to form this cup and handle. Okay, this cup and handle is going to be our confluence to the fact that we may be going even higher. So this would be our resistance line, is this Fibonacci level 1. I do have another resistance zone over here at the 1.272 on the smaller fib over here. So the smaller fib is from this low over here in July all the way to the high over here at $25 and something. We bounced back down off the 618, okay? And now we're starting another impulsive wave to the upside, as you can see over here. We're going to start coming back up, and this is the 1.272 at $29. So that's our new target for Cosmos Atom, $29. Okay, and next up, what I want to show you is the target from this cup and handle. So this would be the resistance all the way down to the bottom. Okay, and you place it at the breakout. So this is hopefully where the handle will be. So if let's say we come back up over here, we have a little bit of a pullback, and you enter this downward trend. So something like $50 pretty much. Okay, if that's just depends on how low we're gonna go with the handle, right? So somewhere around $50 is going to be our target. But I'm just going to keep this trend line over here because we don't know how deep the pullback is going to be. Okay, so now switching to all the technical indicators that we usually use. So the MACD has created a bullish cross, confirming our uptrend. That is great, but the moving average, the yellow line, is getting overextended from the signal line, which is the red line. So potentially, this is one little indicator that we're going to be having a little pullback. The RSI has come up in this nice impulsive wave, but we want to see a little retracement because as you can see, just went up in a straight line, and everything that comes up strong is going to come back down a bit. Okay, so just expect a pullback, but just because I say there could be a pullback doesn't mean that it's going to come. Now, the stochastic RSI on the weekly is showing us that we are overextended and overbought. So this is the zone that is going to tell you that we're overbought on the weekly. And this is the weekly chart. The weekly chart has a lot more importance than the 4-hourly chart or the 12-hourly chart. So keep that in mind. The higher the time frame, the more importance it has. So on the weekly, what we're going to do is we're going to target the 20 EMA over here. And this may coincide with a Bitcoin correction that we may have in September. It may not be as deep as some people want it to be, but it is probably going to happen. So $16.80 is a nice level to put some money into Cosmos Atom, because we may have a pullback to that zone. Okay. Now jumping into the daily chart, you can see that we're a bit overextended from the 20 EMA as well, and we may see a potential pullback to the 20 EMA over here on the daily chart. So that's another little level that you want to keep an eye on, and that is currently sitting at $21 and something like 25 cents, 22 cents. So yeah, this would be a very good level to put some money into Cosmos, and obviously this 55 EMA as well on the daily chart. So the 55 EMA on the daily is just above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the color. Okay, and maybe we're just going to add a little text over here that's going to let us know that, okay, the 20 EMA, and we're going to show text, and we're going to show it in the middle. Okay. Okay, and we're going to change the text color. There we go. Okay, so this is the 20 weekly EMA. We're just going to increase it like that. And if we're going to have a bounce off that level, great. Okay, but you can see on the daily chart, we're starting a nice appreciation over here. A little pullback is not out of the question. Obviously, we just discussed that. And on the RSI on the daily chart, we're pretty much overbought. We were over here and we came back down a little, and we're testing this little trend line over here. Once you see it break below this trend line, okay, once you see the RSI go below, that's when you potentially can see the move towards the 20 EMA on the daily. So have the EMAs up on your charts. The MACD is coming down for that bearish cross, so potentially this is another signal that we're having a correction. But the MACD is a lagging indicator. So the stochastic RSI over here is what's a bit confusing, because you can see that it's not even topped out over here, and it's not at the very bottom over here. So it just started to move to the middle. And what can happen, sometimes what does happen is that we just have a move to the downside from the middle. You don't always come back up and then come back down in these perfect waves. So sometimes you can do something like this, sometimes you can do something like this. So this is where we might see the pullback and another impulsive wave towards $29. But who knows? Let's jump into the 4-hourly chart now. So one thing I'm noticing on the 4-hourly chart is we do have this little symmetrical triangle playing out. Okay. And we're getting closer and closer to the apex. Breakout target is imminent, and it's either to the upside or to the downside, obviously, but you just never know where the breakout target is going to be. So we do have one breakout target towards $29, and that's something that we discussed a bit earlier. There we go. That's the 1.272. So maybe we have another impulsive wave to the upside before the correction. And if we do indeed end up coming back down and breaking down from this, it basically gives us this 200 EMA buying zone at $19 pretty much. So yeah, we do have two targets from this little symmetrical triangle that we're seeing right now. And yeah, just put some bits on the 200 EMA. But I do want to say that we're adhering to this trend line over here, okay? We do have some nice bounces off of this, trend line. So potentially what you can do is just bounce off the 4-hourly 55 EMA, okay? So keep that in mind. On the stochastic RSI, as you can see, yeah, we're just making these uh, strange waves. We're not having any impulsive waves to the upside, any strong impulsive waves. I think we need more volume because the volume isn't doing too good. Yeah. And let's check out the MACD. Yeah, the MACD is in a downtrend. Okay, it's in a bearish cross. So okay, overall, we do have some nice long-term targets at $268, like I said. But the short term, I think there's going to be a little pullback because you're overextended on the daily chart, and you always want to bounce off the 20 EMA, and we potentially can even bounce off the weekly 20 EMA, which would be so bullish, guys, in my opinion. That would be the perfect place to take a long or enter this project. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you are involved in Cosmos Atom. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.